ballast, my Xenon lights went out. So I'm going to show you guys how to do that. You got to take off the front bumper, and evidently it's a pretty common problem on the Z4Ms. So instead of shelling out like $500 to a dealer, you can get some pretty cheap ballast online for like 150 bucks. So I'm gonna put one of those on today. Alright, so for this job what we're gonna need is a T30 bit, it's a Torx 30 bit, and that's gonna be for these 7 bolts right here. We're gonna remove those last because that's gonna be what secures the bumper on the car after we remove everything else. So we need a T30. We need a small screwdriver for these. What we're going to do is pop in these push rivets. This little inside piece, you can see right here, will push out, will fall down into here. We'll grab that later once we remove the front bumper. So first we're going to do these. Small screwdriver. You need an 8mm socket. There's 7 bolts under here securing the bumper to this bottom debris guard. So 8mm socket, small screwdriver, and T30 Torx bit. So let's go ahead and get started by popping out those little push rivets. Alright, so for this part, since you got to put quite a bit of pressure on these little pop inserts right here, it's a pain in the ass if you got your wheels straight. So you're going to want to disconnect the battery before you start messing around with the headlight. But if you do that before you get rid of these pop tabs, you won't be able to turn on the car to change the steering wheel position. So I'd recommend waiting to disconnect the battery until after you take off these pop tabs. So let me get these popped out. I actually found that using a Allen wrench a tad bit easier because all the screwdrivers I had got stuck in the got wedged inside of these little plastic grommets or whatever you want to call them. So it's a pain in the ass to get them back out. So I got something just a little bit smaller than this hole. That way it doesn't get wedged in there when you pop these things out. So we'll grab those things out and then we'll move on to the next step. So got all these pushed in. I'm actually using a fork for this part because I found you can kind of get around both sides of it. It's a tad bit easier than a screwdriver. They sell little special tools for getting out. They're just like these are kind of like forks that wedge under there. They're like, I don't know, $8-10 AutoZone. Pretty handy. My dad stole mine, so I am using a fork. So once you get it, just pull it out. This is what you're pulling out of there. And those little push pins are that length, about 1 inch long, so make sure you push them in all the way or this thing will still be a pain to get out. So what we're going to do is take off the rest of these. I already got the other side out, so I was going to pop out these last 2 and then we'll move on to these 8mm hex bolts underneath. Alright, so I lied. So normal 06 to 08 Z4s will have the 7-8mm hex bolts securing this bottom to this plastic debris guard. Since mine's a Z4M, I had 4 of those 8mm bolts, so one here and one here on each side. You can see the holes down there. So I had 4 of those, and then down here I had 3 of these just normal size 2 Phillips screws holding that in between this little splitter or whatever that is to the piece above. So if you got an M, you're going to need Phillips as well. Okay, remove those 7 Torx bit screws. So this little rubber piece, take that off, set that down, and now you got tabs that secure this in place. So there's some tabs down here at the bottom, which secure in the bottom of the fender, the front bumper. So I just kind of pulled it out, pop those out of place first, and then what you're gonna do is just you're gonna give it a pretty good amount of force to pull it out. Try to be controlled strong if you can. So we're gonna pull this out and then take off the bumper. So I'm not gonna try to hold the camera while I do that, so get back to you guys once I get it off. Alright, so if you got a normal Z4 with fog lights, you're gonna have to disconnect those where you can pull the bumper off. If you got headlight washers, washer fluid like I got, you got your washer unit right here. You got this hose leading from it. You got a clip right here, and also a clip right here on both sides. So if you got I just set up a little pad right here to set my bumper down on. So basically I'm just gonna, I got these pulled out, so that should give me enough room hopefully to just lay it down right in front of here while I mess with the headlight stuff. So these are the tabs holding in this area, and then down here it's just a little pop tab right here. My finger is tapping that hole. You got those on both sides, so go ahead and get the other side down and get back when we got the bumper off. Alright, so for the next part, I don't know about standard Z4s, but for me, on the Z4M, you got this bracket right here. So this metal bracket. So we need to get to this control module right here, which is held in by this screw, and then a screw back here. So you can't, this is gonna block your way. I don't have a tool that will get to that, so instead of trying to finagle a tool in there, it's gonna bring the whole headlight assembly out. So you need a Torx 25-bit for this. You got a screw here, which I already took out, screw here, and one there. So we're gonna go ahead and move all those, and then shift the headlight assembly out so we can remove that control module. Okay, as you can see, get the headlight out. Before you can actually pull it out all the way, you gotta disconnect these two cables. This one has a push tab on this side. Just push down on that, pull that one out. This one's a little bit different. It slides. So what you want to do is when this is secured on there, just want to push in this side, slides over, and that will unlock it. You'll be able to slide it off of here. So you're gonna unplug from here, and then you got a headlight sitting in your lap. So we're gonna go ahead and take off these guys right here. So of course they couldn't use the same Torx bit, so let's see what we got. T15. Alright, so the T15 works to take off this ballast. So all that work for 3 tiny Torx screws. So I'm gonna go ahead and take these off real quick, put on the new ballast, and then put it back together, and we'll see if it works. Alright, so we got the new control module on there, and then the old, hopefully what was the problem, dead control module right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this headlight back on in the car, hook everything back up, check the battery up real quick, just make sure the headlight works before I put the bumper all back, and then go button up the rest from there. So I got the light back in, and luckily it finally fixed it. So we're all back together now. Lights are working, so we're gonna button up the bumper the same way I took it apart. So here we are, all back together. So one note on the Z4M, you get what they call blind rivets, which is this expanding piece. This all comes as one part when you buy it. And these things are one-time use. I didn't realize that until I messed around with it for like 30 minutes. Got really pissed off and then went on the internet and did a quick search. But so I ended up going to the dealership and getting normal expanding rivets. So if you look right here, you got rivets that just have this push tab, but these you can use more than one time. You just pull this back out, pop it out, so you can take it off again. So if you do have a Z4M, you probably have these. So if you want to reuse these or get these again, you got to buy them from BMW or some kind of parts dealer and push them in and snip off the ends like this one is. But one-time use, kind of a pain in the ass. I just went with the expanding rivets. Well, that's it, guys. If you guys got any questions, post them in the comment section.